Alright, let's start with now lecture 17, and again this lecture is on uh, space geometry. Further on this, before we go into that, let us see what we had discussed so far in our previous lecture. So in the previous lecture we talked about the strike and dip which we need in order to define the orientation of a plane. Then we did some classification of the plane. The plane may be horizontal, maybe frontal, maybe profile, or perpendicular to horizontal, perpendicular to frontal, or perpendicular to profile, or finally when the plane is not parallel to any of the principal planes, then we call that plane to be oblique plane. Then over there we saw, okay, if a plane is oblique plane, that means we are not getting the normal view of the plane on any of the principal planes. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to generate an auxiliary view, and then on that auxiliary view the plane will be projected as the normal view. And we saw the method for this. The first method for that was, for example, here we have the projection of the plane on horizontal and frontal. Then we consider this horizontal to be A1, frontal to be A2, and we create, using this hinge, another auxiliary plane which is A3. So with the help of the distances in A1 and the projectors drawn from A2, we create the edge view of the plane. Alright, so once we have the edge view of the plane, for example, this is the edge view. How can I see the normal view of the plane? I have to see perpendicular to the plane in that case. So if I have the edge view, I would like to locate another plane which is auxiliary plane and perpendicular to the edge view. Okay, so we generate another plane over here. So this is A2 in this case. Alright, so another auxiliary view has been generated, and if you project the plane on this, the plane will be now the normal plane. So in the second case, once we are doing it, this plane will become A3, this will be A2, and here it is A1. So with the help of the distances, projectors drawn from A2 and putting the distances over here, we will be generating the normal view or true view of the plane. The other method in this case was by rotation. So we had first generated the edge view by the method that we know. So once we have the edge view, we rotate the edge view in such a way that the edge view becomes parallel to the frontal plane in this case. So once the edge view is parallel to the frontal plane, that means the plane is now parallel to the frontal plane. So it is a case like this. If this is the plane is being projected on the frontal. Now this is the edge view being projected. Now I rotate this. Okay, if I rotate it and make this edge view parallel to the frontal, that means this plane will be projected now as a normal plane. So we have seen all this. Now what we will do now, using the same concepts or same kind of understanding, we'll be talking about some interrelationships of lines and planes, and we'll start with whether two lines are parallel or not. Let me show you two lines. So this is the projection of line AB, then we have the projection of line CD. So you will notice this is AH, BH, AF, BF. So this is the projection for line AB. Similarly, CH, DH, CF, DF, they make the projection of the line for CD on horizontal and the frontal. Now we want to determine whether these lines for which these projections are given, are they parallel in the object space or not. Now there are certain things. If the two lines, their projections on all three orthographic views are appearing parallel, then this line will definitely be parallel. So what is the meaning of this? If we have got two lines here and these two lines are parallel, if I project them on the frontal, projections will be parallel. If I project them onto the horizontal, again the projections will be parallel. If I project them onto the profile, again the projections will be parallel. So we'll make use of this, and to do this we will see whether for a given line the projections in three orthographic planes are parallel or not. Okay, and with that we will be able to see that lines are parallel or not. Now for lines like this on two adjacent orthographic planes, and these lines are not normal to the hinged line, so these two lines are parallel. However, not always. If we find two lines or the projections of two lines on two orthographic views parallel, we cannot say that these lines are parallel. Let me show you one case, and the case is this. Let me show you this, and I'm drawing the projections of two lines AB as this and CD as this. Now if you look at this on two adjacent planes, the frontal and the horizontal, these two lines are parallel as in the previous case. So the meaning of this is, if you look at this, this is line AB, this is line CD. Of course the projection of these two onto the frontal and onto the horizontal will be parallel, because this is how the lines are. However, if you see the projection of these two lines on the profile plane, you will find the lines are intersecting. Let us see this by drawing the projectors and using the middle line from the horizontal and the frontal plane to generate the profile view or the projection of these two lines on the profile plane. So let's do it. This is the middle line. From point A we go to middle line, and we are going to the profile from here. Again from A we are drawing the projector. So these are the projectors, they meet over here. So this is AP. Same thing I will do for B. So the projector from B is this, and the projector from the frontal plane is this. So this is now BP. So you can join these two and we'll have the line. So using this we will be generating the line as BPAP. Similarly for the line CD, let us do it from C. That's the point CP. Okay, CP, and over here DP. So join these two. That is how the projection is. So what you notice on the profile projection, these two lines are intersecting, so they are not parallel to each other. So whenever we are testing the lines for parallelism, we should look for the lines in three orthogonal planes. If the lines are not normal like this, okay, normal like this, in that case, even if the lines are parallel on two adjacent orthogonal planes, the lines will be parallel. So I'm just recording this over here, and you can take notes of this, read these and understand it. Now we will see a test for perpendicularity. Okay, whether two lines are perpendicular or not, and that I will do first by showing you an example. Before that, let me draw the projections of two lines. One is JI and this KL, as you notice there. So the projection on the horizontal and on the frontal, and that is how the projections are appearing. So the question is, are these lines perpendicular? That is the question. Now let's understand something here. If I've got two lines KL and JI, they are the two lines. Now these two lines, they are not perpendicular in this case. So if I make these two lines perpendicular, let's say this is how the lines are perpendicular right now. So this angle is 90 degree. Okay. If this entire thing, this line as well as this line, both are parallel to the frontal plane, I will see the true view or the true length of the line here and the true length of this line on the projection onto the frontal plane. So when I see the true length of both the lines, also the way they project, the angle will remain 90 degree. Okay, so just by looking at one frontal plane, I will be able to talk about whether these two lines are perpendicular or not. There's one more condition. Okay, what I do now, I rotate the top line. I have rotated the top line. So the top line has been rotated. It is no more parallel to the frontal plane. But this line is still parallel to the frontal plane. So this line will still appear as the normal view. Alright, so in this case also, still the projection on the frontal plane. If you see the projection on the frontal plane, what is happening there is still the angle between the projection of the blue line and the projection of the black line onto the frontal plane will make 90 degree angle. One more thing, if you see this from the top view in the horizontal plane, what you will see, this black line will appear as the point view and will be connected to the blue line. Alright, so these are the tests for the perpendicularity of two lines. Now I just record this. So to test these lines whether they are perpendicular or not, these ones. So right now the lines which are given to me are something like this, okay, and none of the lines is appearing in true length on any of the planes. So the meaning is neither this line nor this line is appearing as true length on the frontal or on the horizontal, but they can still be perpendicular to each other. Alright, so in this case, what is the way we can test it? So what we will do, as we just noticed, if somehow corresponding to one line, let us say this line, the black one here, if I can generate an auxiliary view corresponding to this, and on that auxiliary plane I can project it as a true length. Okay, so the black line is projected as the normal view or the true length on the auxiliary. Now blue line is also projected onto that. Then we can check onto that auxiliary view whether the projections make 90 degree angle or not. And this is the way we can determine for any set of lines, whichever orientation they are, whether the lines are perpendicular or not. So I'm just writing the same thing over here, that with the help of the auxiliary view, we can determine for any set of the lines. So we will keep these fundamentals in mind because we'll be making use of these later. Now, one more, whether two lines are intersecting or not. Well, the case is, let's say this is a line AB having its projection on the horizontal and the frontal. There is another line CD having its projection again on the horizontal and the frontal. Now the question is whether these lines intersect. What is the meaning of intersection? If I have got a line here, I have got another line. If this black line is piercing through it, passing out, okay, then they are intersecting. However, the way we can see the projections on the horizontal plane, right now these two lines are not intersecting, they are separated, but on the horizontal plane they will appear to be intersecting. Similarly, these two lines, okay, these two lines will appear to be intersecting onto the frontal plane. Alright, so what is the condition when these two lines will definitely intersect? Okay, if these two lines intersect, I have got a point of intersection. Just visualize this point of intersection. If I project this point of intersection onto the horizontal plane and again on the frontal plane, that point should be aligned. Aligned means if I draw the projector from the horizontal point or the point on the horizontal plane to the frontal, I will be able to reach the corresponding projection of this point of intersection onto the frontal. That's the important point. I will show you this. Okay, so over here, this is what I mean. So the point of intersection on the horizontal and the point of intersection on the frontal, they are aligned. So the projector from horizontal, if I draw, it is passing through the point of intersection on the frontal. Okay, so because these two are aligned along the same projector, that means these lines, they intersect. I'll show you another case. Another case is like this. Okay, what I was trying to show you here, what you notice, the points of intersection are not aligned. So the projector, if I draw from here, is not passing through the other point. So that means these two lines are not intersecting. So point of intersection of two lines must stay aligned in all views. Even if I draw the profile view, again there will be a single point, and through projectors I should be able to reach that very point. So yes, this is intersecting, here it is not intersecting. Let us see one more case. The case is this: whether a line is on a plane or not. Because this line can be above the plane, can be below the plane, or can be onto the plane. So whether this line is onto the plane or not, we can test it. How we can test it? If you look at this, right now this line is on this plane. So corresponding to this side of the plane and this side of the plane, there is a point of intersection, there is a point of intersection with the line. Now we will use the same concept, the concept of the point of intersection. Alright, I will show you the horizontal view and the frontal view. So here there is a line AB and there is a plane 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the projections of these lines and the planes on horizontal and frontal principal plane. Using this, we have to determine whether whether the line is on the plane or not, or whether the line is just passing through the plane or intersecting it. It may be in any form, it can be inclined to it, it can be below it, it can be above it, whatever. Right now what you see, the point of intersection of the edge of the plane here and this edge 1, 2 with the line AB, this is in fact aligned here. That means physically there is a point which is same point or which is a single point. This particular point, or rather the point of intersection which is there, is a single point. So this single point of the edge of the plane or the side of the plane and the line which is intersecting here, this particular point on the horizontal view and on the frontal view will be aligned along the projector. Similarly on the other side you can see these two are also aligned. So because both the ends of this are aligned, we can say that this line is on the plane. This is on the plane. Alright, so we will go further from here. Now we will check whether a line is parallel to a plane. Another case, okay, there is a plane, there is a line. Whether this line is parallel to a plane or not. There can be many ways of solving it. One way of solving this can be that for the given line, I find an auxiliary view or an auxiliary plane which is parallel to the line, so the line will be projected as a true length there, and then we can check whether the plane is also being projected onto that auxiliary plane as the normal view. If that is the case, that means both of these are parallel. Okay, so the same problem can be solved in different ways. Let me show you one example of this. So this is a plane ABC having its projections on the horizontal and the frontal, and then there is a line 1, 2 again having its projections on the horizontal and frontal. Now what we have learned so far, will make use of that in order to test if the line is parallel to the plane just by the available information. As I said, in one case we can make use of the auxiliary view. Okay, determine and we know how to determine the auxiliary view and how to project the given line 1, 2 as a normal view. So if I find an auxiliary plane, project 1, 2 onto that as a normal view, true length, then I will check for the plane ABC and project it. The plane should also come as normal view. Alright, the another way of solving this can be what we do. On horizontal, I draw a line from B which is parallel to 1, 2. So this 1H, 2H is the projection of the line on the horizontal plane. I'm drawing on the same horizontal plane from point B a line parallel to that. Okay? Well, this line B, and I can call the other point as D. So BH, DH lies on the surface of the plane. So if line 1, 2 is parallel to the line BD, okay, if line 1, 2 is parallel to the line BD, on the other frontal or on the other principal planes also, line 1, 2 should be parallel to BD. So what is the meaning of this? Right now, if I am talking of horizontal principal plane and the frontal principal plane, corresponding to BH, DH, that is projection of BD on horizontal, if I find the corresponding projection on the frontal, which will be BF, DF, so I can check whether BF, DF is parallel to 1F, 2F. 1F, 2F is projection of line 1, 2 on the frontal. If these two are parallel, that means the line is parallel to the plane. So let us check it. So I'm bringing this point D down because this point D is in line AC. So once I draw the projector down there on line AC here, I get the point DF. Okay, once I've got the DF, I can join it with B. So I've got the BF, DF. So next I will be checking whether this line is parallel to this or not. If line BF and DF is parallel to 1F and 2F, that means the plane and the line are parallel. So this is how we can solve this problem. So what we are doing, we are making use of what we have learned so far. So in this case, we are making use of the principle of parallelism of lines. Okay. Next, what we will do another test, and this test is for perpendicularity to a plane, whether a line is perpendicular to a plane or not. Okay, how can we do it? Just visualize this. Okay, in somewhere that's the frontal plane for you, profile plane and the horizontal plane. Within that there is a plane and then there is a line, and we have to check whether this line is perpendicular to this plane or not. What is the way? How can we do it? Alright, there can be different ways of solving this. One, let us say parallel to this plane I find an auxiliary plane and I project this plane onto that auxiliary plane. So the projection will be true projection or normal projection of this plane. Then this line also, if I project it onto the same auxiliary plane, what will happen to the projection of this line onto that auxiliary plane? If this line is perpendicular to the plane, the projection will come as a point view. We can do it this way or the other way around. Let us say for this plane, somehow I determine its edge view, and we know how for a plane I can determine the edge view of this. So edge view means a line, and then this particular line, the black line here, if this is perpendicular to the edge view, that means it is perpendicular to the plane. So that is the another way we can handle this problem. So what we will do for this line, will generate on a plane the edge view, project this line onto that plane where the edge view of this is projected, and check it. So by different methods we can solve the problem. Let us do it here. So we have a plane and we have got the another plane. So what this plane is like, if you visualize the projections here, on the frontal plane you see the edge view of the plane, okay, because we are making use of the edge view. So on the frontal, over here directly, let's say the edge view is available. So what that plane is, and you will notice the edge view of the plane is inclined. That means the plane is like this. So on the frontal we have the edge view, while on the horizontal we have the projection of the plane as 1, 2, 3 with the subscript h. Okay, now let's do, and when I write EV, that means it is EV, edge view. Now let there is a line, because I had shown you this as a plane, let there is a line AB. So that is how the line AB is there. Okay, that's the line AB, and it is perpendicular. What we have to do, we have to test it whether it is perpendicular or not. So what we will do now, I transfer the point B, where the point B is. The point B is here on the edge view. Alright, I know the true length of the line, you know, because this is parallel to this, that means its projection onto the frontal will be the true length. Alright, so I apply the true length to AF, BF, and then I draw the projector from A, and they meet over here. So this line is neither short nor longer, rather it is meeting this over here. That means, and this angle is 90 degree, because we have made it 90 degree, and then we tested that the true length meets over here. So that means the line AB is perpendicular to the plane 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's quickly now we'll see another problem, and now this is a very interesting problem. What we have to do, we have to drop a perpendicular onto a plane from a given point. So there is a plane which is given to you, and then a point is given, and we have to drop the perpendicular. What is known to me as? To me it is known that I know the horizontal view, frontal view, and maybe profile view of this arrangement of this plane and this point. Alright, so let us see where the perpendicular will be dropped. Where is the foot of the perpendicular onto this plane? Or I can say, I can frame this problem in a reverse way. Okay, determine the foot of the perpendicular onto this plane with respect to this point from where the perpendicular is being dropped. So with respect to this plane, I want to know where the foot of the perpendicular will be. Let me show you this entire thing. Okay, again the horizontal projection and the frontal projection of a given plane. Alright, so this is how the plane is, and in this case one thing you will notice that this side of the plane is parallel to the horizontal. Okay, what is the meaning of it? The meaning of this will be that this will be the true length. Okay, because we know about the lines. So 2F, 3F is parallel to the hinge line or parallel to the horizontal plane. Okay, so 2H, 3H is the true projection. Alright, it is just one case. Okay, there can be different cases. The case which I am giving you, there it is the case. And because in solving this problem I will be making use of this. This is why. Let OH is the projection of the point from where the perpendicular is to be dropped. Similarly, its corresponding projection onto the frontal edge OF. Alright, just think of this. So that point 1, 2, 3, 4 is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4 the plane, and then the O point is somewhere here. That is how the O point is. Now what we will do, because we have to draw the perpendicular onto this plane, and we know for a given plane if there is a perpendicular, so this line will be also perpendicular to its edge view. So we'll make use of this concept. For this, we will construct the edge view of the plane. Now to construct the edge view of the plane, we know the method. So to construct the edge view, because this line is the normal projection, 2h and 3h is the normal projection. So if we see along the normal projection, okay, that means we are seeing the 2h and 3h as the point view there, or we are seeing the edge of the plane. Similarly over here also, point 1h and 4h, we are seeing normal to this, so that means we will be seeing the edge view of the plane over here. We have done this before also. So using this, I am now constructing the edge view. So to construct the edge view, yes, I have identified the hinge, because we know, how to construct the edge view of a plane, we know it. And then on this is my A3, this is my A2, and here is my A1. So I will be taking the distances from A1, putting them on A3 along the projectors from A2. Let us do it. So the distance here I put over here, okay. Then this distance to 1 from the hinge to the point 1 and 4, I apply this distance, say that's the distance, I apply it here, okay. Then I join the ends, so I have got the edge view of the plane with me. Okay, now we will be making use of that concept. So where on A3 my point O is, naturally that O can also be projected onto the auxiliary plane A3. So to look for that projection of O edge, I will be drawing the projectors from here. Again, I will be measuring the distance from, sorry, not that entire one, only this much, okay, that's the D, and I'll be putting that D over here and locating the point somewhere. So let us complete this. So for point O, its projection on auxiliary plane is now OA, okay. So right now one way of naming the plane is F, H and A, and as per our definition we take it as A1, A2 and A3, okay, in order to help us to construct the auxiliary view. Alright, so from point O, because I have to drop the perpendicular from O onto the plane, so what I will do, I will drop the perpendicular from OA onto the edge view. So let we drop that perpendicular. Alright, so if we have done the perpendicular, that's the 90-degree angle, so we complete the perpendicular there. Okay, next, so the foot of the perpendicular is somewhere here. What I have to do, I have to identify this foot of the perpendicular. We'll give the foot of the perpendicular a name. Let's say the name of it is P. So the foot of the perpendicular on the auxiliary plane, now I will bring it back to the horizontal projection. So how can we bring it back? We'll be bringing it back along this direction. That's the direction of the projection, okay, that's the direction of the projection, number one. Number two, one thing that you will notice, because I'm seeing the edge view, I'm dropping the perpendicular, so the length of this perpendicular is the true length. So this length is true length. So for line OA, PA, if I highlight it, for line OA, PA, I have the true length on auxiliary plane. What is the meaning of it? Because I am seeing the true length on the auxiliary plane, on the horizontal plane, this line should appear parallel to the hinge line. Okay, so I can say that the line which, or the perpendicular should be drawn from point O such that it is parallel to the hinge line, or when I say hinge line I mean the auxiliary plane. We have made use of these concepts earlier also. So making use of this concept now, from OH I will be drawing a line parallel to this line is parallel to the auxiliary plane. This is why, because it is parallel, this is why I see the true length of OA, PA or line OP onto the auxiliary plane. So once I have done it, the point of intersection of the projector with this line which is parallel to the auxiliary plane will give me the foot of the perpendicular on horizontal plane. Okay, so I have got now the foot of the perpendicular on horizontal plane. Next what I will do, I will bring it to the frontal plane, again by making use of the projectors. So it will be along this somewhere, but where is this? I will now try to locate it. Now one more thing, let us do it. I will just clean it and then I give it a name, so that's PH. Now from here, the projector to the frontal plane, so my corresponding point on the frontal projection will be along this given projector. So it will be along this given projector. But where is this? Now to locate it, again we are making use of the concept of A1, A2, A3. I will be taking the distance from auxiliary plane and transferring it to the frontal plane. So from here I will be moving by certain distance. How much? Which is the same distance as the distance of the point in the auxiliary plane. Okay, please understand this. We have already understood all these concepts. So you will notice here, so if this is distance D, here also this is the distance D, because we know it. Auxiliary plane and horizontal plane, they are orthogonal. Horizontal and the frontal, they are orthogonal. And we have already understood this concept. With respect to the horizontal, say auxiliary is here, frontal is here, and this line, its distance from the horizontal is same whether I project it onto the frontal or I project it onto the auxiliary. So the point PA will be located at the same distance D from horizontal, whether it is in the auxiliary plane projection or whether it is in the frontal plane projection. So this is how we will be able to locate the foot of the perpendicular also on the horizontal plane, or sorry, also on the frontal principal plane. Now one more thing over here, and it is, how about the visibility of the line? You know, somewhere I have shown the line as dashed lines. I'm showing the line as dashed lines. That means on the frontal projection, most of the line is behind the plane, while on the horizontal, a part of the line which is shown by dash is behind the plane. What is the meaning of it? Let us try to understand it. Let there is a line, and this line is perpendicular to the given plane. Okay, it is perpendicular. So for this, if you see this line on the frontal, so what you will see the plane. Okay, you will see the plane, a foreshortened projection of the plane, as well as you are seeing part of the line, but most of this line is hidden. Okay, only a bit of the line is visible there. Now the same thing, if I see from the top, if I see it from the top, on the top, you know, For example, in this case, on the top I can see the line, I can see the plane. Okay, or if the case is something like this, I'm inclining it this way and the foot of the perpendicular is going down like this. So the part of the line which is here, this part of the line is being seen on the horizontal, while a bit of it is also hidden by the projection of the plane. So we can also determine which part of the line should be shown as dashed line or which part of the line should be shown as solid line, depending upon the visibility of the line on the respective projection planes. Okay, so we could understand some very interesting things about the interrelationships of lines and planes, and we carried out a couple of tests. We are using the same set of concept, and a single problem can be solved by different methods. So understand the concepts, use those in order to solve the problem. Thank you very much.